Chopstick Travel. I'm Luke Martin, and today I'm taking you for the top 17 street foods across the Philippines. This is another compilation style video in one of the most underrated food destinations in the world, the Philippines, home to some really incredible food if you know the right places to look. So this is the top 17 street foods across the Philippines. Enjoy the video. So we're working our way through the market, spotted another stall selling something that looked pretty interesting. So we ordered up this, and this is deep fried bananas that have been fried with caramelized brown sugar. Just a very small, humble stall on the side of the road with some fresh looking bananas. So I'm gonna try it out. Oh wow. Yep. That is really good. There is a sweetness from that brown sugar that has been kind of caked onto the outside, and then a sourness from those bananas, almost like a little bit tart. And you can see that they're like cooked all the way through, so they've lost their mushy banana texture and sort of turned almost like halfway between a banana and like a cake, because it's a little bit sort of doughy feeling, but it's really delicious. Hot. There's one special clam back here. What did you say this clam's name was?
We call this diwal. It's an angel wing clams. Only comes out once
Look at that.
in a year.
Look at that.
Look at that.
It reminds me of gooey duck. I think this is probably the thing I'm most excited for, the angel wing clams. And look at this. There is so much meat in there. That is insane. That is absolutely crazy. And there's a little bit of juice at the bottom of this pan. I'm gonna go for
Reduce it.
extra juicy. Whoa. I can taste some coconut in there, for sure. Fresh coconut flavor.
It's the freshness that it's natural. There's no
There's no coconut in there?
That's the pure flavor of it.
Wow. It tastes like a tropical fruit almost. So this is the second round of being fried, and it doesn't take long. The bubbles start to form on the outside of that pork skin. It really puffs up, and it's only in the oil for a few seconds. He's using this massive, almost shovel to scoop and work this around. And wow, what a process. That vat of oil is massive, super hot, cooked on wood fire. Look at that, it's looking really crispy and delicious. And that's pretty much it for the Chicharon. Wow. All right, so that's it. You gotta be careful here not to get any oil on you. And that's a ton of Chicharon in there. So crispy looking. And it's gonna be cooled off for a few minutes or so, and then taken straight down the street to the market to be sold. I've been given the privilege of trying out the fresh Chicharon. Check that out. It is like a Rice Krispie puff is what it looks like. It's super crispy looking. Just came out of the oil. I'm not sure it's gonna be really hot, but let's try. Oh yeah, they're hot. Wow. Ridiculously crunchy on the outside, but on the inside, it's still got a little bit of a chewiness, a little bit of a leanness, and it completely melts in your mouth. It tastes a little bit salty. It's such a crunchy cracker type snack. Wow. Listen to this crunch. So what are we eating for breakfast here, Keith?
So this is beef pares, one of our staple breakfast dishes. It's a braised beef stew, and pares means pears, so it should be paired with garlic rice and beef soup. And also, don't forget the chili garlic.
Wow, it looks and smells really, really good.
Yep, it is.
Okay, it's time to eat. I'm gonna start by squeezing my calamansi juice here into my sauce. This is like chili with garlic sauce. And this looks like some seriously tender beef here. So I'm gonna grab myself a piece of beef and dip it in a little bit of sauce. And then we've got to pair it with the garlic rice. So there's like fried garlic. Looks like a little bit of egg too, and then some green onions. Let's try that. Oh yeah. Wow, that is super satisfying. A lot of different flavors going on there. The beef itself, it's a little bit sweet and a little bit sour. It's really coated in that sauce and extremely tender. A little bit of spice from that chili oil. And then the garlic on that rice is fried to like a crisp, so it's got a crunch to it. all the flavors and the textures really contrast each other, and really cool atmosphere sitting right on the side of the road, bar side here.
This is the Ginabot,
Ginabot, so
which is pig intestine.
pig intestine, pig mesentery. It's a special cut of the intestine. You also call it sweet flour, right?
Sweet flour.
Yeah, so it's been deep fried, super crunchy, crispy looking. How do we eat this? I'm guessing we're in the Philippines. I'm guessing it's with vinegar.
It's with vinegar. You add in a little bit of onions, a little bit of chili, some salt in there.
That sounds
You
good.
Dip in the Ginabot into your mouth, straight with another piece of puso, which is the rice.
Yeah, okay.
It's a perfect bite.
All right, let's dig in. All right, thank you. So he's given us this bag, which is, I guess, used as a glove.
Yes.
Yeah, it doubles as a glove, that's fine.
Keep your hands clean
Yep.
while you're eating.
And we also got the vinegar here with some chilies, some onions, which is looking really good. Chili spicy.
Chilies get-
Be careful.
get spicy.
I'm coming from Thailand, man. I'm okay.
Well, then again, you know, you got practice. See? How does that? Is it like an explosion in your mouth?
So crunchy. Man, it's pretty much just like fried nothing. It's just like a really crunchy. It's all the flavors coming from those onions, that vinegar. All right.
Then baste it with oil.
The rich color of that oil. Look at that. And that's from the achiote seeds,
yeah,
right?
this is freshly made out of that kitchen.
And then garlic, chicken fat.
Yeah.
Look at that red. Look at that smoke from the dripping oil onto the charcoal.
Wow.
That'll add a lot of flavor too.
I'll flip it over. I'll flip it over
Yeah,
so you
okay.
can baste the other side.
Yeah. I want to get this completely soaked in to the
Wow.
meat. Wow. It's like an artist's work.
It's like you're painting Mona Lisa
Yeah.
inside the chicken.
I think it's more beautiful. You can see that marinade and the oil starting to caramelize on the outside, a little bit of charred bits on there, and this is next level Filipino barbecue. My mouth is watering.
Look at this, look at this, look at this.
That is a beauty. Wow, barbecued chicken to the max.
Extra chicken oil, just to make it silky smooth.
This is the final result. My mouth is watering. This is seriously delicious looking Inasal.
Pour a little chicken oil on the rice.
Okay, a little bit of this oil right on the rice. Oh yeah, that looks amazing on that white rice.
And then
And
crushed
then some
garlic.
of this garlic, this fried crushed garlic. Oh, thank you. Beautiful.
So our rice is prepared.
Okay.
So what part do you want?
I'm
Do you
gonna
want
go for
breast?
the leg. Yeah, I
Okay.
think this one looks good.
I'll
right
go
here.
for the breast part.
All right, look at that. Beautiful. So we're just going in with our fingers?
Yeah.
All right, let's go in with our hands. Oh man, that is juicy, delicious chicken. Oh man. Oh yeah. Chase it with a little bit of rice. So what is this, Guy?
Yeah, it's soft silky tofu with like caramelized brown sugar and pearls. We call it taho.
Taho.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We normally have it for breakfast.
So we've got our snack here. He dished it out of his little contraption that he's carrying on his shoulder. And yeah, this is called, as he said, taho. And it is warm in my hand, actually. I didn't expect it to be warm. I usually, when I think of silken tofu, I think of dohwa, which is served cold usually. So you can see there's also some pearls on the top, little like kind of boba, and then there's caramelized brown sugar on the inside. So I'm just gonna go in for a drink. That's really good. I feel like there's a little bit of almost coffee flavor going on in there from that caramelized brown sugar. Very, very silky smooth. And then those bobas have a little bit of a chewiness to them. And I like how it's warm. And it's really nice and kind of hearty to have for breakfast. All right, where are we, Paolo? This is pretty hardcore.
Yes, this is the downtown area here in Cebu. We're
Yeah.
in near Pasil. This is Esmin's Carinderia, the very notorious Esmin's Carinderia.
And they're serving
Linarang.
Linarang. Yeah, which is a Visaya dish, right?
Yes, fish stew.
Fish
that's,
stew.
That's what you have. Nothing but fish, vegetables. The main ingredient is the fish. Different kinds of fish, but the one they have here is porcupine fish.
Porcupine fish.
Looks
That's pretty
like
crazy.
a puffer fish. They have on display right
Yeah,
at
they've got
the
it on
back,
display
too.
there.
That's the fish just so you're gonna get the taste, Luke. See, they're adding
Oh
a
yeah,
little bit more
adding more ingredients. You got the
ingredients, the vegetables,
tomatoes,
the tomato. It's
green onions.
tomato based too, so
Yep.
you get the richness of the flavor from
There's
the vegetables.
chilies in there.
Yes.
There's all kinds of different things. I've never had porcupine fish before, so it's gonna be my first time.
Let's have it here today.
This is just the craziest setup. Cooking on wood
And you
fire
get the
too.
heat,
Yeah,
wood
you
fire.
get the heat coming, the smoke. So this carinderia has been around for 60 years. We're waiting for them to finish cooking the final pot. This is the 6th one that they've cooked today, so it's absolutely bonkers here. Super busy, and I'm pumped to try it out. It's supposed to be really good. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of meat in here, but what is there looks really nice and white. Okay, I got a good
And
piece.
then mix it up with
There we go.
your corn grits.
Yeah, put it on the corn grits.
Get as much of the vegetable if you can too.
Yeah, oh yeah. Put a little bit of tomato in there too.
There you go. That's a good bite right
Yeah.
there. Yeah?
Matamis malang.
Sweet or salty?
So we just left the Lumpia restaurant, and as soon as we walked outside, there was a man hawking something, and I didn't know what it was, but he tells me that this is quite a rare street food. So you can see here, this is called Binatog, and it's got corn, so there's white corn at the bottom there. This is the sweet version, so there's also a savory version, coconut on top, and then lots of condensed milk, and it's served hot. And he is dinging his little horn there, or dinging his little bell, I mean, on his bicycle, so he's selling it right out of the back of his bicycle. Pretty cool, so let's try it out here. Yeah. It's almost like a sweet creamed corn, and then with a little hint of sort of like tropical flavor from that coconut. It is quite sweet. There's a lot of condensed milk in there, you can see. But that corn is soft and still has a little bit of a bite, but it is nice and soft, so it's easy to eat. And he's trying to get all the customers in with his bell here. So we're in the kitchen now. They've got big pots of the Cansi, and just check
Huge
this out.
chunks.
Massive chunks of beef in there,
Yeah.
right? And it's got some beans, it looks like,
No,
in there?
this is what I'm talking about, the batuan, the souring agent.
Oh, okay,
This,
batuan.
this made the soup a little sour.
Okay.
You get the tangy taste from the batuan.
Is it a seed?
Yeah, it's a seed.
It's a seed,
Yeah.
okay. And then there's some green chilies in
Yeah.
there. Nice, rich, red looking broth.
The color of that broth from the achiote too.
From the achiote
Yeah.
seeds, okay. And it looks like there's a big, thick layer of oil on there. And,
Yep,
and
that's
some
what makes
lemongrass.
it delicious.
Yeah, yeah.
Fat is delicious.
Let's try it out. Okay, my mouth is watering already. This looks absolutely incredible.
Smells fantastic too.
And it's just one single massive piece. That's one piece of beef. It's
Big
all
chunks.
still on the bone there.
Tender.
Look at that.
Yeah.
It is absolutely beautiful. And the broth
The
has
richness.
a nice rich color.
Yep.
That red from the achiote seed.
Achiote.
And then what did you say that souring agent was?
Batuan.
Batuan. Okay,
Yep.
so special ingredient in
Look
there.
at the marrow there.
Yeah, and there, that's just incredible. I gotta save the marrow for
This
last.
is insane.
Let's just try some of that broth first.
Yep.
Looks a little bit oily. Smells so good.
So how'd you think?
Dude, that is insane. It's actually not like super thick and hearty. It's a light broth, but it's just packed full of flavor. And you can
So
taste that.
beefy.
Yeah, you can taste that sour.
Everything on it. Oh man.
Yeah, and I can taste like a little bit of garlic in there for sure. It is somewhat oily. You can see all that oil floating on top, but that batuan is such a unique sour flavor, isn't it?
Fruity.
Okay, this is just crazy. Look at the
Go for the
chunks
meat.
of
Go
beef.
for the meat.
Look at that. Huge chunks of beef. Let's try that. Whoa. We've got a massive pot of this is the Pochero here,
That's
yeah?
the Pochero right there. So that's nothing but beef being brewed over and stewing for
Yeah,
how many hours?
Cooking on wood fire too. I see some pieces of corn floating in there, and she's using a little bit of the broth to kind of stoke the fire and get those flames going up.
Sige daw, te. You see how that
yeah.
effect goes? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it is. It adds the beautiful
Adds to the
touch.
flavor. Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So there's bone, there's cartilage, there's tons of beef, and it's still pretty clear broth. Though.
Yes.
It's not like a super thick broth or anything.
You see how tender it is?
Look at that meat.
Add in the soup too,
Okay,
and
yeah.
have it like really
Get it
soupy
saturated,
on your,
yeah.
Cheers, man. Welcome to Cebu. That's
What is it?
super tender.
So tender. The corn
I love
grits
it.
is like a really unique texture. It's like a tiny piece of rice is what it feels
Yeah.
like. And the broth is quite salty actually, but really beefy. So we're at this really cool kind of laid back local restaurant, and we've got a dish that I've been really excited to try called Goto. So you can see it here. It's sort of like a rice porridge, and then this one has beef in it, and there should be some beef blood as well. So it looks like maybe some fried garlic on top, and I can smell a lot of ginger coming from that, and it's served nice and piping hot. On the side over here we've got a mixture of crispy pork belly, so you can see that super crispy pork belly there, with some onions and then also some fried tofu, and it's sort of swimming in what looks to be like a soy sauce, maybe with some vinegar. This looks really good, so let's dig in. Oh, yum. It's a little bit salty, gingery, and the rice has a really nice texture. The rice is very, very soft. There's a little bit of a kick to some spice there too. That is really good. Let's go in and find a piece of beef here. I'm gonna try the beef with some of it. It's got a lot more flavor than congee. It's very, very flavorful and very gingery. Okay, I gotta try this side dish. This dish looks really, really good. So I'm gonna get some of that crispy pork belly and then some of the tofu too. Wow, that is extremely crunchy. The skin of that fried pork belly is like a chip, and also that fried tofu is quite crunchy as well. So it's a nice contrast to the really smooth and soft Goto. Actually, this is really, really good, and just such a humble little restaurant that we're sitting in, serving some seriously delicious food. And you can see it right here steaming away. They've got a big basket full of it. So there's actually two different kinds, Paolo.
That's Japanese siomai and regular pork siomai.
It's just constant flow of people buying these siomai. Look at these. All right, we're gonna order some up. Try it out. It's served with a nice
it's served
sauce.
with nothing, but this is the best chili oil that you can get.
Chili oil, right on. That's
Of course, it goes perfect with puso still.
Really?
Yes.
All right, eating it with rice.
Yes.
Let's try it out.
You can find siomai everywhere nowadays, but it's within this street that people go to all the way till the wee hours of the morning after a night out, or when you're drunk, and you still come here and eat siomai with a chili sauce and puso.
Yeah, you weren't joking. That chili oil is
good.
Phenomenal.
Right?
So good. It's got a little bit of a tanginess.
That's true.
And then really soft meat on the inside.
I think that's one of the things that set them apart from the different stalls that you can find on the street. It's the sauce.
That sauce, yeah, you're totally right about that. That sauce makes this
People eat that.
so good. Oh yeah, eat it with
Straight
rice
up,
by itself. Yeah.
Straight up.
I've come straight to the Lechon section, and you'll see lots of this. The entire roast pig, the final product, glistening, beautiful skin. And the best part about this market is the free samples. Can I try? Wow, thank you so much. Look at that. Beautiful, oily skin and a little layer of fat on the back side there. That's just absolutely beautiful. And I'm at this little stall called Oca Perez Special Native Lechon. That is magic. It's so crunchy, but as soon as you bite into it, it releases the oil, saltiness, packed full of flavor, and you get that really thin layer of fat that just helps it all melt away. That's insanely delicious. And that's just the skin. It's been packed and stuffed full of herbs and spices when it's roasted, so the meat is just as good. We're gonna actually order some up. You can buy it by the kilo and take it back to a local's house to be cooked up and eaten with some other things. Wow, look at that, beautiful. got our Ngohiong.
Almost there.
Almost.
Almost
That's
got
closer,
it.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's served with this spicy, sweet-looking sauce.
You can see the chilies there
Yeah,
too.
I can see
so
some
it's
chilies
really
floating
spicy.
in there. And then what do we got here in this little wrapped up?
This is what we call pusok, which is
Pusok, okay.
hanging rice.
Okay, yeah, I can see the rice
it's
in
really,
there.
it's basically rice that's really packed in. Grab one of the pieces over there if you
Okay,
like.
oh, it's super dense, super dense, yeah.
And then grab one of your Ngohiongs, take a
Alright.
bite.
Go for a dip. Oh, yeah.
Right?
I love that sauce. It's definitely got some heat to it. It's got a little bit of sourness too. And then the rice really balances it out too, because it's a little bit oily. Wow, that's a serious spring roll. Oh. That is like the perfect after drinking snack. I could eat more than one of these. Yeah, I love it.
Nice.
The sauce really makes it for me. It's got all the flavor, and honestly, it reminds me of like American Chinese food or Canadian Chinese food. Greasy and good.
Puro kulay yan, no? May pork, may tofu ba?
We are sitting down at our next restaurant, and this is a really tiny place, and it's only got 2 tables. The name of it is called Nu Po Heng, and they're serving lumpia, which is like a Chinese style spring roll. So you can see it here. There is just tons of ingredients. It's really hot. There is ground peanuts, lettuce, cabbage, carrots, all sorts of vegetables, and then there's also ground pork and also tofu inside. So let me break into it and try it here. Wow. That is really good. There's a lot going on in there, all kinds of different crunchy and soft textures, and then everything's held together with that wrap really nicely, which has sort of like an elasticity to it, and it's got definitely a sweetness too. I love all of this cabbage. I think it might be pickled cabbage because it's got a little bit of a sort of like juicy, slightly sour crunch to it. And then we've also got this raw garlic vinegar dip here. This stuff looks seriously strong, so I'll try to go a little easy on it. Let's try that. Wow. Wow, that goes really well together. Go in there too.
Sure, man.
There's no way I can finish this
Go
myself.
ahead, go ahead.
I love that purple.
It's a good bite,
ube.
right?
Let's try it.
Look. Oh, right?
It's not as sweet
Yeah.
as the one I tried before.
It's
You
good.
get the contrast textures because of the cornflakes in there too.
Crunchiness of the cornflakes
Yep.
and some of the nuts too.
Yep.
And then you have some of the beans, a little bit of jelly there too,
Yeah.
a little sagol even sometimes.
Thanks for watching, guys. That was another compilation style video. If you enjoy these style videos, leave a comment down below. Let me know what country you'd like to see me do next, and make sure if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you're notified, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Chopstick Travel. Bye.